Good morning, and thanks so much for joining us here on Right Side Broadcasting Network. I'm Matthew Alvarez, and this is the road to 47, as we are 55 days until President Trump is officially President Trump in the sense of the 47th Commander-in-Chief. You see the White House there, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. We are gearing up, we're getting ready, and we'll be sharing a lot of information with you on this broadcast, and of course online as well when it comes to RSBNetwork.com, on our Truth Social, on our X pages, and everywhere that you follow Right Side Broadcasting Network. So a lot to get to on the show here. We're still waiting for a few administrative picks by President Trump and the team there. We know that the United States Trade Representative, we're waiting on that pick, the chairman of the Council of Economic Advisors, and the head of the Small Business Administration. On top of that, we'll see who President Trump appoints as FBI director and Secret Service director once he's in office. Coming up, we'll have a lot of interviews on the show here today, including out of Florida, St. Lucie's sheriff there, who is all MAGA, but also, of course, all law and order. So we have an interesting video of some illegal immigrants actually coming in on a boat that happened earlier this year. We've got that footage for you. We'll share that with you, including a number of interviews from the sheriff onward to other people as well. So let's go and check out a few news headlines right now. We're following a number of developments out there, but let's just start with one of the greatest ones when it comes to President Trump. How about this? A recent post from President Trump. Simply put, make America safe again. We know that that is a must-have moving forward, as that is what we, the people, have picked for our future, a leader that is going to bring the safety, the peace, the prosperity, but also within a team of great people that he is picking in the White House there, and for those administrative picks. Let's also go to a number of other priorities that President Trump is talking about on Truth Social. But before we get to that, I'll read that in a second. The question is, what is President Trump's favorite word? What is his favorite word? He said it various times during speeches. He said, it's not love, it's not religion. It begins with T and ends with arif. It's tariffs. He said that's his favorite word. I remember watching one of the speeches one time. He said, this is my favorite word, and it finally got to that point where we heard that it was tariff. So let's dive into that. This is a story you can find on RSBNetwork.com as well. President Trump on Truth Social in part saying, quote, on January 20th, as you see there on your screen, as one of my many first executive orders, I will sign all necessary documents to charge Mexico and Canada a 25% tariff on all products coming into the United States and its ridiculous open borders. Goes on to say this tariff will remain in effect until such time as drugs, in particular fentanyl, and all illegal aliens stop this invasion of our country, as you see there on that Truth Social post. Now, DJT also saying that he had many talks with China about the massive amounts of fentanyl coming into the United States, but to no avail. So the president-elect went on to say on Truth Social that he's going to have an additional 10% tariff on goods coming in from China. So a 25% tariff on Mexico, one on Canada, and now 10% extra on China. So speaking of other countries, Elon Musk chimed in on the censorship regime in the United Kingdom recently, and I kind of retruthed it in a way, even though that's from X. I sourced it and put it on Truth Social there. You could see there was some breaking news from across the pond that there is a petition now calling for a new general election in Britain that has reached 1 million signatures. Elon saying the people of Britain have had enough of tyrannical police states. So we see that happening there in the UK. We see that we don't want anything like that here in America. And that's why we, the people, spoke so loudly, of course, on November 5th, talking about the fact that we need to keep our freedoms intact, our constitutional rights, and of course, making America safe again, healthy again, great again, making our military great again. So it's an interesting point there out of the UK, because we see the censorship that's happening across the pond there, and Elon calling it out as it is. And also within Elon's X page, his headline, it says something like, the people voted for reform. The people have spoken and voted for reform. So That is the way it is here in America, and that's what at least 1 million people have signed those petitions in the UK saying they want the same thing. There's about 60 some odd million people in the whole country over there in the United Kingdom. So why do I bring that up? Well, at the end of the day, it is that free world versus the tyrannical moves of some of the leadership on the left wing. But what we're seeing, of course, is people like common sense leaders like President Trump here in office. Let's shift now over to stateside, another story we're following here on Right Side Broadcasting Network. It's not only the job of Customs and Border Protection to keep our land safe from illegal immigrants. You've got local county sheriff's offices and the Coast Guard also in a joint effort doing the best they can to keep illegal immigrants off of our shores and out of our country. It's a video from earlier this year. The St. Lucie County Sheriff in Florida, Keith Pearson, who will have an interview with him following this video. But take a look at what happened here. Military-aged men were on a boat, and guess what happened? Check it out.
I'm St. Lucie County Sheriff Keith Pearson. Illegal aliens aren't just flooding across our southern borders, they're arriving all across South Florida beaches, including right here in St. Lucie County. They are undocumented and unvetted individuals whom we have no idea what type of positive or negative impact they could have on public safety of our community or nation. Working with immigration to enforce the law of the land, our deputies helped with this interception. After making sure there were no immediate medical needs, we provided fresh water while they wait to be picked up from the United States Coast Guard and processed. Behind me, you see a vessel loaded with the migrants that we're talking about. The men and women of the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office will continue to monitor and assist our federal partners to ensure we protect our borders.
And joining us right now on Right Side Broadcasting Network, the Sheriff of St. Lucie County in Florida, Keith Pearson. Sir, thank you so much for joining us on Right Side.
Hey, you know what? Thanks for having us. I listen to you guys all the time.
Thank you so much for watching and listening to the network here. Sir, talk to us about the situation right now with law and order in our country. We know it's been pretty bad, hasn't it?
It has, and it hasn't been affected in St. Lucie County or in Florida because Florida is the free state. But we see some of these woke communities to the north of us that just embraces this insanity of ideology that just makes no sense at all.
And that's what we're seeing with when we have President Trump in office, regardless of the state, north, south, east, west, we need that law and order. What is it like to see when President Trump, he deplanes from Trump Force One or gets on the plane, he's always taking pictures with law enforcement, deputies, officers, and other people. I mean, what's that like for you as a sheriff to see that?
Oh, it's amazing. You know, but it's not about me. It's about the men and women who put their lives on the line every single day. That small gesture, knowing that the President of the United States has your back, means more than any amount of money, means more than any amount of thank you. Just that small little nod and smile. You know, the unseen heroes know what it is, and they appreciate it.
Exactly. And shifting gears now to the illegal immigrant situation. We've seen some of these violent gangs out there. We see the drugs. We see the crime. We see even in some cases, hopefully not happening, but non-citizens voting. What are your thoughts about President Trump coming into office and then having Tom Homan as the border czar to take care of business?
You know, that's what it comes down to. We have a border crisis right here in St. Lucie County. We're 60 miles away from the Bahamas, and our deputies have to be equipped with vessels to go out there and intercept migrants that are trying to come over to our community, our country, and our community illegally. You know, we're on the Treasure Coast. We have beaches, and by no means is this a humanitarian crisis. You know, a lot of the leftists want to say, oh, it's the families, it's this. No, these are military-aged men that are crossing over into our community illegally, bringing fentanyl, bringing guns. And when they get here and they make it to land, these failed Biden-Harris administration policies are giving them a check and telling them to go to court. Are you for real? They're out here re-victimizing our communities, our citizens, draining resources. And it's just... help is on the way, January 20th.
And that's what we're looking for, and that's what this country voted for. And, sir, thank you so much again for joining us. And those of you watching right now, this is the Sheriff of St. Lucie County in Florida, Keith Pearson. Talk to us about the video that's playing over your shoulder there. What happened there?
So we had a vessel, a stolen vessel, go figure, cross over from the Bahamas to try to beach itself here. You know, we have an amazing group of citizens that live in our community. We always say, if you see something, say something. You know, we saw this boat coming over with 50 plus illegal migrants that were coming from Haiti. There was a prison break there. And during that time frame, they were coming into our country or trying to come into our country. Our deputies go out there with our safety vessels. We intercept these boats. If we got to shoot the engines out, by God, we're going to shoot the engines out because we're going to stop them from hitting soil. We keep them offshore. They stay offshore. The Coast Guard comes. We offload them onto a cutter and send them right back to wherever the hell it is they came from.
Wow. I mean, what is that like to be the leader of a county and to have something like that already done? I mean, that's great work for our citizenry here.
I'm just so excited that we're going to be able to expand this nationwide. Texas needs help. They started on the border wall. They chopped it up to pieces. They sold the stuff off for pennies on the dollar. They've got cameras there that are able to identify people that they don't turn on. I mean, the resources are there. The men and women of the Border Patrol, the men and women of ICE, they want to go out there and do their jobs, but they're handcuffed. Come January 20th, the cuffs are coming off. You know, those that are in our country illegally will hopefully be deported. We'll be able to track them down. And we're going to make America safe again. We're going to stop the fentanyl crisis. We're going to stop those that are coming here. I mean, just last week, we had Laken Riley, the murderer, was sentenced. They were sentenced to life in prison for killing the young lady there on a college campus. You know, if it was Florida, I would have pushed for the death penalty.
And many people across the country agree with you on that. A tragic case there. But again, the illegal immigration crisis that we have, you are one of the leaders in the country, sir. Thank you so much for joining us on Right Side Broadcasting Network. Ladies and gentlemen, the St. Lucie County Sheriff Keith Pearson. Sir, any final words on this interview here for encouragement for the country as we move forward? It's still somewhat of an uphill battle because we have a lot to take care of, don't we?
The handcuffs are coming off law enforcement and going on the criminals where they belong January 20th.
Sir, Keith Pearson, the sheriff, thank you so much for joining us on Right Side.
Thank you.
And joining us right now is Carla Sands with America First Policy Institute. Carla, thank you so much for joining us on Right Side.
It's great to be here with you, Matthew. Thanks.
You're welcome. Now, could you talk to us about AFPI and the importance of that institute moving forward with President Trump?
Yes. So the Trump White House will have access to America First policies being generated by AFPI, our C3 wing. So we have been generating America First policies since our entity was founded by Brooke Rollins, with Linda McMahon as our chairman of the board. And we've helped write legislation for the 118th Congress and Senate. And so it's been a very exciting, fulfilling time to be able to contribute America First policies, because those are different from the old kind of get along Republican mainstream policies.
And the American people don't want that anymore. And it's great to see people like yourself and others that are saying enough of that mainstream establishment stuff. Speaking of great picks, let's talk about Pam Bondi, the Attorney General of the United States. Great pick there, isn't it?
How great is Pam Bondi, a two-term Florida Attorney General, and now she's going to be our nation's Attorney General. What a great pick by President Trump and his team down in Mar-a-Lago. I was on the campaign bus for President Trump and J.D. Vance with Pam Bondi and some other great patriots. And so knowing that our judicial system, which has been corrupted by the current members of this judiciary, you could say, under the Biden administration, but also under Obama. Look at how they targeted President Trump as soon as he came down that golden escalator. But even as a sitting president, illegally, he was targeted, and the FBI is part of the Pam Bondi's portfolio. So it will be very heartening to see reforms that are needed to I'll just say our law enforcement in our country.
Yeah, and shifting from law enforcement to agriculture, Secretary of Agriculture, someone that you know pretty well.
I do know Brooke Rollins, our founder, pretty well. So she was President Trump's domestic policy advisor in his first administration. And then she conceived of and founded AFPI, which is an amazing achievement because it's been so phenomenally successful. So you have to give props to Brooke Rollins. And she is a woman who would fly back after meetings late at night so that she could arrive in the middle of the night and be there with her kids if they were showing their prize heifers or helping to muck out stalls and take care of their activities. She's been very active in ag. And I'm from the great state of Pennsylvania, which is our number one industry is actually agriculture. It's about $81 billion a year. this really matters that Brooke Rollins was appointed. She will make agriculture great in America again, and our farmers really feel abandoned by the Biden-Harris administration.
And that's quite the staggering statistic, $81 billion with the B for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. A great pick there, Brooke Rollins, Secretary of the Agriculture there. Also someone that you know, Linda McMahon, of course, a huge rock star for the conservative movement, the Secretary of Education. Your thoughts?
Well, Linda McMahon was President Trump's SBA, so small business administrator, in his first administration, and she was in his cabinet. She was a stalwart leader for SBA and went all over our country building up small businesses. It's a wonderful pick that President Trump puts this iron lady in charge of education, because I think that the goal is to send the decision-making back to the states where it belongs. And that we know that the education department, when it was founded, American schools were #1 in the world, and now they're in the 20s, right about where Croatia is. Linda McMahon is going to make education great again.
Yeah, and we hear that every time President Trump had his speeches about, dismantling in some ways the Department of Education and bringing it back to the states. The people liked it. And so we're going to see a lot of great moves by President Trump coming up, of course. Let's talk about one more person appointed to an administrative role. Commissioner Brendan Carr will be the chairman of the Federal Communications Commission. And I want to read you this quote and just get your reaction, Carla. We must dismantle the censorship cartel and restore free speech rights for everyday Americans. How perfect is that?
How perfect is that? Brendan Carr is going to protect our First Amendment rights. He is going to stop along with our new Homeland Security Secretary, stop the censorship of American citizens by our government. So we have many, many good hands on this. The main control over censorship from our government is actually housed in Homeland Security. I mean, they squirrel away all these very bad actions under something called CIS, and then they've created C3 arms. So our government money is paying for C3 activity not allowed by the government, which we've seen the guys running Doge now saying that's not legal. We're going to stop it. And they've been paying universities, for instance, to help censor Americans' true speech. So this is a real win for the United States. I hope that these activities will splash over to our European allies and our English-speaking, we call them Five Eyes often, allies. These are our most important security partners around the world, because free speech is under so much attack in the so-called free world. It's becoming unfree.
100%, including the UK and elsewhere. A lot of positive reform happening in the United States of America, thanks to President Trump and all of these great picks that we just talked about and others out there. Before I let you go, Carla, can we talk a little bit about the fact that it's not time to get complacent? Yes, it's Thanksgiving. Yes, we have Christmas. Can you talk to us about that a little bit?
Yes, absolutely. So, Matthew, you have so many wonderful viewers who love the Trump agenda. They may have been Republicans, or maybe they still are, but they support President Trump's agenda. I'm asking them to enjoy their holiday, but come the new year, I'm asking them to double down and be pipe hitters again. I'm asking them to help us hold the House in 2026. So we'll have 2 years to win again. Because if we don't win in 2 years, the Republicans I'm talking about in the Congress, they will impeach President Trump again, and they will try to derail his agenda like they tried over the whole 4 years of his last administration. So let's give the American people this incredible opportunity of 4 great years of America First policies. Hopefully it continues past that, but let's not let it stop after 2. It's going to be tough. It's a tough map looking forward in 2 years. But enjoy the holiday, and then let's get back at it. Let's not give up, and let's not slow down.
Carla Sands with the America First Policy Institute. Happy Thanksgiving to you and the Institute. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Matthew. Great to talk to you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. And joining us now on Right Side Broadcasting Network, Ashley Hayek. She is the Executive Director for America First Works. You also work at America First Policy Institute. A lot of great things going on at both organizations. First of all, thank you so much for joining us and your thoughts on a great win by President Trump on November 5th.
I think I speak for a lot of people when I say we can take a deep breath and we feel very relieved that President Trump was able to secure the victory, but not just the White House, but Congress as well. And so looking forward to January 20th, the most amazing inauguration yet. And it definitely was a mandate by the American people to put forth America First policies. And we're already seeing the country correct itself. Some of these leaders who had tried to push garbage down our throat are already starting to react to the will of the people, which is really exciting.
Exactly. And some of the latest news right now, of course, is Secretary of Agriculture, Brooke Rollins with AFPI. Your thoughts about that great pick right there from President Trump?
Well, if I remember correctly, she was like a state champion pig wrestler. She's been involved in FFA. Every time you talk to her, she's with her kids at an FFA steer show. She grew up in Glen Rose, Texas, a small town in Texas, and just is such a woman of vision, hard work, determination. I think it's an excellent choice. President Trump made all of his cabinet picks in about 18 days. That's pretty remarkable. He is a get things done kind of guy, and that's how Brooke is. And Linda McMahon and Pam Bondi and Matt Whitaker and Doug Collins and Lee Zeldin. So nothing but great things for this cabinet and for the future of the country.
Exactly. And that golden age around the corner, as we know, President Trump will bring so much peace and safety and so many other great things. On your Truth Social for America First works, it says, we will fight for a pro-America America where freedom, equality, and justice continue to be the foundation of a republic. And it says, join our movement. That's perfect. I mean, that at the end of the day, when it comes to freedom, that's what we love here in America. So can you talk to us about America First Works and what it will do for this country and what it continues to do?
Well, the past year, we started in November 2021. And one of the things about Brooke is Brooke and Linda McMahon started AFPI. I met with them on January 7th. And at that point in time, it was of 2021. And at that point in time, people said the America First movement was dead. And it was far from dead. And they really had vision and life and energy to put into the movement to advance America First policies at the state level as well as in Congress. And that's what we really focused on, was developing those policies. So for the past couple of years, we've been on the ground working with state legislators, working with different groups. Then in this year, in April of this year, we convened about 50 different organizations to talk about who's going to do what and how do we win? How do we win the narrative? We had AMAC and we had Hunter Nation and we had Moms for Liberty and Moms for America and Frederick Douglass Alliance and Bienvenido. All these amazing organizations come together and commit to work together like never before. America First Works committed to putting boots on the ground. We had over 3,000 paid door-to-door canvassers, and we were able to bank 606,733 votes going into Election Day. There's a narrative about, men showing up for the president, but also Republican women were a driving force in the battleground states. Going into Election Day, there was 112,000 more Republican women who voted compared to 2020, and about 500,000 less Democrat women who had voted. So just getting out those messages, turning that into votes, now is when the work really begins. So the victory was amazing. We're so excited, but the work starts now. President Trump has Agenda 47. It's his platform. We need to make sure that we, the people, are helping President Trump pass that agenda and move that forward. We need to get the presidential nominees through the appointment process in the Senate. We need to look at the New Jersey governor race, the Virginia governor race, the Virginia legislature. There's Pennsylvania Supreme Court races this year. What can we do to educate people about the importance of these races and make sure that we have America First leaders in place moving forward? And then that feeds directly into the midterms and then, of course, 2028. So this is really about a long-term vision, building a big coalition of ideas and people who care about America First, and that's what we're going to continue to do.
So being a part of a very powerful conservative movement and you being someone within that movement, if you look back over the years, what was it for you that said, you know what, I'm going to get involved and I'm going to do something that's going to make a difference? So what was it for you?
I have two moments in my life that were turning points for me. One was when I was 9 years old and I was saving up money for an American Girl doll. And I called the number on the catalog and they said it was going to be $81 plus taxes and shipping. I asked my dad, what's taxes? I know what shipping is, but what's taxes? And he said, that's what you pay the government. And I said, I don't want to pay taxes, Dad. Like, that's silly. And he said, well, that's why you're a Republican. So that was my first moment when I knew I was conservative. And I wanted to fight back against government overreach and taxes. The second moment was when I worked in California for various politicians over the course of the years, and I saw that very few, once they got to office, kept their promises. Donald Trump was different. He's always been promises made, promises kept, and I wanted to be a part of that movement. And so I was actually recruited to go join the campaign in 2019. I ran Women for Trump and became the national coalition director, and that everything just went from there.
That's awesome. And isn't it great to see from that 30,000 foot view just what our country is doing right now? We, the people, the majority of this country voting for a great person like President Trump. He's making these great picks. So personally, it must make you feel good that, hey, you know what? Things are looking up, but we still have to stand guard, don't we?
That's right. I feel I'm really excited. I'm very happy. I think a lot of us are. I'm also nervous because we have so much work ahead of us. And it's a blessing to have that work, but we can't take anything for granted. And I think sometimes as conservatives, we can become complacent. I think that that's what happens at the left. And so we are going to have to fight to make sure that the agenda that we want is secured and moves forward. We need to make sure that those congressional members are held accountable. And we also have to remember that power really doesn't belong in the halls of Congress, but it really belongs to the people and in the states. So those governor races are going to be so important. Tim Walz is up for governor in Minnesota. I think he should have a run for his money, considering the policies that were exposed when he was the vice presidential candidate.
That's a great way to put it. They were exposed. That radical left agenda, that woke ideology. Even the left-wing media is kind of like, okay, we're going to back off of that a little bit. But anyway, so Ashley Hayek, the executive director of America First Works, thank you so much for joining us. Before we let you go, any words of advice for the American people as we look forward to a great 4 years?
Pay attention, don't believe the fake news, get involved, and never give up.
Ashley Hayek, thank you so much for joining us here on Right Side Broadcasting Network.
Thank you.
And joining us now is a man that doesn't need an introduction, of course, Mike Lindell. Mike, thanks so much for joining us. Your thoughts on that November 5th great victory?
Well, it was a great big victory. It was critical. Critical to saving our country. We're going to have a golden age. I'm very optimistic. I believe that, like I say, too many people have woke up. It's been the 2020 election was the most important in history because that's the one that opened people's eyes. It might have taken 4 years of people sounding the alarm saying, hey, we got a problem. And that coupled with the destruction of our country by the current administration, you get those two combined and people, it's not too far back where people remember what our great real president did to bring us to December of 2019, where our economy, everything was roaring, the highest consumer confidence in history. So I really believe that, you're not going to see the public the people aren't going to tolerate it. I don't care what side you're on. They're not going to tolerate. Sure, you have extreme left wingers here. They're going to sit there and squeal or whatever, saying it's all bad. How can you say something's bad or something's going to be bad? It's going to be terrible when you've already experienced it and it was great. That's what, he's got proof of concept. It would be different if we didn't have proof of concept, but we have proof of concept. So that's not even a good argument. And you have one of the things this time that we didn't have then is our voice has gotten so much bigger. It's not just RSBN and Mike Lindell out there screaming like we were back, 4 years ago. I mean, we have grown to all these other platforms. You have Elon Musk, one of the biggest voices now in the world over there. And instead, back then, we had Jack Dorsey's crooked Twitter. Instead, we've got Elon Musk X. And you've got all these other platforms, Frank Speech, Truth Social, Gab, Getter. The list goes on for these. And people are getting their information. They can't hide it anymore. When I told people, the reason I'm so confident is we had one big win. We broke through. We defeated the biggest cover-up of the biggest crime in history. We haven't defeated the biggest crime yet. That's still there, the 2020 election. That's still there, okay? But we got through the biggest cover-up. It's no longer covered up, and that's a big win for our country and the world.
And exactly, and to your point about conservative media as a whole, this is not the infancy stages any longer. This is growing, and people are flocking to that alternative media source because of truth. So moving forward over the next 4 years, I mean, what's your take on the whole MSNBC talk and Elon Musk? I mean, there's so many different things going on right now with media. It's almost like people are looking for, where do I go for news? And a lot of them are coming to conservative media, aren't they?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Remember, we lost Fox News and Newsmax. We've lost them, and Salem Media. Now, hopefully, we might get them back. But when I say lost them, you haven't seen me on there this week talking about getting rid of the electronic voting machine now that Trump's won, right? They still won't talk about our election platforms on those outlets, and which that means that voice is lost. So, but these other alternative media, People's Podcast, all these other social media sites, people are going elsewhere than watching Fox News, CNN, and MSNBC. It's amazing that they have anybody still watching, because I think, they're, and I'm including Fox in that, because they wouldn't talk about the election platforms, okay? Whether for one reason or another, but you got to talk about our positive. You got to talk about our steps forward. Like all these lawsuits we have going on out there. Look at the one in Georgia where the guy hacked in with a ballpoint pen right in front of the judge and flipped the whole election. That judge is still going to rule on that. That's coming up. We've been waiting and waiting for all these cases, and I think you're going to see, though, a lot of. I actually think you're going to see more of the media center left come over first, because they need the audience. They need the audience. So they've quit. Here, a good example is they've quit bad mouthing me, at least in the short term here. And they did a couple articles on me. If you put Mike Lindell and Hit News, I would retweet them. I would reshare them, because they're not attacking me. In fact, they call me instead of a conspiracy theorist, they got another name for me. Very, very persistent. I'm a persistent guy. So I think that's changing, and I'm very optimistic that we did that. That's something we all did together. Our voices got bigger, and it was more horizontal, not vertical. It was horizontal. I encourage people to get on all the social media apps and watch as much get information as you can, and put it back out there as we have positives going forward. Don't forget about the revival we're in, because this is not for the next 4 years. This is for eternity. We have to get out, evangelize, go to people out there. There's still people out there so hurting right now. Yes, you might have given them some hope with this president, but they need the real hope, and that hope is Jesus Christ.
Amen, Mike.
And I want to tell everybody, if you're in addiction, I want to tell everyone out there, there's a reason my LindellRecoveryNetwork.org, that's LindellRecoveryNetwork.org, they're under attack by the Attorney General here in Minnesota. He's attacked this great online help for addicts. And and getting off addiction is just a bonus. And getting to Jesus is the real thing there, and the real big win. And so I encourage everybody to check that out, because we have, with the drugs they let pour into our country, coupled with the lack of hope that people had, I just went, and so many people just turned their back on God, and they're looking, and they. So this, I'm encouraged in that respect that we're still in, and we are in the greatest revival in history.
Right, and we're seeing in Oklahoma, Texas, and Louisiana, some of these districts are allowing Bibles back into school and prayer if people want to pray. So it's nice to see some of that happen. But at the end of the day, we the people, that's what we were founded on, right? That's right. Judeo-Christian principle and faith. So we're hoping to see more of that.
So I encourage everybody to be proactive in prayer, stay in the Word, and encourage people around you. Now's the time. Don't just stand alone and just, bring others into it. We're right before Thanksgiving. We have so much to be thankful for this year, everybody. And you encourage your family. Don't make it you don't need to make it political either. You can just make it, hey, this is about our times here on earth, and talk to them about eternity, what really matters.
Exactly. And it makes me think of that Bible scripture, Romans 8:28, and all things work together for the good to those that love God and are called according to his purpose. Great point, Mike, about Thanksgiving too. Just enjoy it with family. We're believing for great things, optimistic for a golden age. And Mike, from me to you and from RSBN to you and the people that love you across this country, thank you so much for being so awesome. And we look forward to seeing more of you, of course, doing great things. Thank you so much, Mike Lindell.
Thanks for having me on.
Of
God
course.
bless.
Yep, you too. All right, so great to see Mike Lindell there. And also, he'll be rejoining us in just a few minutes. And the hint that I can share with you is free shipping for RSBN viewers. So we'll get into an extended MyPillow kind of fun segment a little bit later in the show. While that interview was happening, a couple quick news headline updates that I saw. It looks like the Canadian and Mexican leaders are already reaching out to President Trump. This on the heels of President Trump just yesterday on Truth Social saying, you guys are getting a 25% tariff on all goods coming into the United States until you get your borders squared away. I'm paraphrasing on the squared away part, but you get the drift of the fact that both leaders are already reaching out to President Trump. So the man gets the job done. It's what he did during that first administration, and of course what he'll do with a great team and we the people behind him, and including God for this golden age that we are praying for and hoping to see happen through this great leadership of President Trump. All right, so also, we know Thanksgiving is less than 48 hours away. We know we'll be thanking God for the food, we thank God for friends, family, and all the blessings that we have in America, but also especially even if you're going through a hard time. You know, again, it's that scripture of, we know that all things work together for the good to those that love God. So just keep on keeping on. But back to Thanksgiving, though. It's going to be great, less than 48 hours away. We know it's all about family and food and football. Speaking of football, the Auburn Tigers this past weekend played Texas A&M. It was great to see Texas A&M here in Auburn. And I want to thank a guy named Sean who gave some field access to me for some of the events there at the game. But there was this moment where the entire crowd sings God Bless America, the national anthem. There's a flyover. I captured it all on my iPhone. There you go. So why don't you take a look? Enjoy.
Of the colors of the United States, the playing of our national anthem.
What a fun moment there at Jordan-Hare Stadium in Auburn. Of course, the Auburn Tigers won in 4 overtimes against the great Texas A&M Aggies. Final score there, 43-41. Obviously, the crowd was loud there, and the crowd was obviously really loud when they won that game at the end of it. So if you want to check out some highlights, it's online. But what a great moment. It's always awesome to see just thousands of people together singing God Bless America, the national anthem. We have this pride in this country, and it unites us. It's pretty awesome stuff. Speaking of uniting us, so RSBN and MyPillow, right? We've been partners for years. Before I was at the network, I only joined in 2022, but MyPillow and Mike Lindell and RSBN have always been friends. And we've worked together on a lot of occasions, and we've seen a lot of the great products with MyPillow. So this is an extended, fun sponsor version where Mike Lindell joined us here on the show, and enjoy it. Hopefully purchase some products, again, to support Mike and, of course, to support RSBN as well. I'll see you in just a few seconds. Well, a few more than a few seconds, a few minutes after this next commercial. Enjoy. And this broadcast is brought to you by MyPillow. And joining us once again is the main man himself, Mike Lindell. Mike, let's talk about some of the great products you have right now at MyPillow.
Well, we have a lot of our USA products. Remember, we've sold over 84 million MyPillows now. 84 million, everybody. Why? Because they work. This particular one here, $14.88, the lowest price in history, with what? Promo code RSBN, and free shipping on your entire order. You can't beat that. This is our biggest sale in history, and we're giving that free shipping because we're giving thanks to the RSBN audience. Our great real president's going to bring down the price of shipping and save this economy, but we're giving it to you first as thanks.
And it's so awesome. So RSBN viewers, if you just use that RSBN promo code, you get free shipping. Let's go through a few products that we have here at the studio, Mike. We've got, of course, your My Coffee. Had this the other day. Very good stuff. Can you tell us about this? How's it doing in sales?
It's doing great. And the My Coffee, everybody, that was it came over actually from my store, my other platform, which, by the way, you can use promo code RSBN there too. But the coffee, all of a sudden, these people, these entrepreneurs, they brought me this coffee, and I go, this is the best tasting coffee I ever had. So I flew down to Miami. It was a microbrewery, and it was family owned, and their fields are in Peru or whatever in South America, and everything I do, we just took it to a whole nother level. I said, I have to have that. I said, the guy said, can we use the name My Coffee? I said, absolutely, I'm all on board with it. There is no better coffee anywhere ever. It is awesome. I've tried so many coffees, and you can drink it without, I know a lot of people had to have cream and sugar and all to disguise the thing. There's no bitter. It's so smooth. It's amazing.
Yeah. I had it one of the mornings here, and it was very, very tasty. I want to show you a few more products to those of you watching at home. This Go Anywhere pillow is very cool, too. I mean, Mike, this is a great idea for the airplane and all that, right? And then,
it's airplane, or you take it and you put it right on top of the hotel pillow. This is our multi-use MyPillow. This is, if you've never given, get this, everybody, promo code RSBN, $9.88. They're normally $30, $9.88 and free shipping. This is the pillow. I use this more than any other one. Use it for back support, use it to sit on. All my employees use it. It's got the MyPillow patented fill, throw it right in the washer and dryer. You get home, you'll use this more than any other product on MyPillow in history.
You know what? That's interesting, Mike, because I was thinking about, we're on the plane, you sleep like this, but then I never thought about it. If you're driving, you could put this right for your back support. Yeah, that's awesome.
It's back support. It's if you work all day. It's got the MyPillow patented pill. You sit on it. You like I say, all my employees use it. I use it all day long. If you're traveling, you use it on top of your hotel pillow, and it's like you have your MyPillow from home.
Exactly.
Most hotel pillows use down, which is very bad for you. It goes down. It's a downer. Your arm goes to sleep. Your neck's sore in the morning. You might have a slight migraine. Pillows collapse. MyPillows don't. They stay where you put them, you adjust them, and it sets your own height. I think, and that's the reason. If you've never tried a MyPillow, this multi-use MyPillow for $9.88.
Yeah,
and free shipping. Come on.
Exactly. For those of you guys watching right now, this is an awesome opportunity for those of you watching that love Mike Lindell, love Right Side Broadcasting Network. For years, we've worked together, of course. Christmas around the corner, and what Mike told me before we are doing this segment, he said, this is for the RSBN viewers, free shipping. So this is real deal stuff right here. Let's keep showing some products here. Let's go to the small dog bed. Are there other sizes, or you just have the small dog bed?
No, we have all three. We have all three, and she's grabbing one here. What you see, that one is just rolled up for shipping. Hey, I'll open this up. We have, when you get this is the same MyPillow patented pill. So we have, there we go. That's the small. We have medium. We have large. They're all on sale. Remember, the inside this is your MyPillow patented fill. You throw the whole thing in the washer and dryer, or you can take the cover off and wash and dry it. The dogs love it. Remember, everybody, 10-year warranty. If you've had dogs and they're going, oh, they're chewing them up or whatever, no, they ain't going to chew them up. They love their dog bed, and it's warranted for that, too.
That's awesome.
So there's no better dog bed product, or for that matter, cats, dogs, all pets.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, we have a pet, too, so it's awesome to have this. And we also have a small Yorkie, so this is perfect for her. I'm going to go through 3 more quick products here. Please, sir, pick whatever one you want to talk about. Let's go through them real quick. We've got the slides, of course. Then we also have, this is pretty cool. I didn't even know you had this, Mike, the Christmas stocking. That's awesome. And then also the one-size rib knit cotton scarf. So many products, Mike.
Yeah, we have over 2,000 products now, everybody. If you go to mypillow.com, but one of the ones that just came into, the flannel sheets have just come in. All the flannel sheets, and they're all on sale. And our sheets are the best sheets in history. They're made with Giza cotton. They're made with the long staple cotton, but we also have our Giza Dream sheets and percale sheets. They're all on sale. They're the best Christmas gifts ever. Get yourself those gifts. And I want to say one more thing about our products. The ones that we make here, the pillows, the beds, and the mattress toppers. If you're out there watching with this free shipping, this is very much an exclusive to just, I think there's 3 stations that have stood by us. And RSBN, your audience has stood by us. You guys have stood by us and helped MyPillow. And we want to thank you. With that free shipping, get yourself a bed. They're on sale. And you're getting the free shipping. That's very expensive to ship those. It's on us. Same way with the mattress topper. Turn any bed into the best bed in history. In these times, we can't become complacent. With Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up, you guys, both of them, you need to get quality sleep to enjoy. We've waited all year for these two, and we got to give thanks. And I tell you, we thank you all with free shipping on your entire order. Promo code RSBN. And we're very excited that we made it through. Remember, MyPillow was the most attacked company in history, but because of the great audience at RSBN and others, we were able to get through. And I'll tell you, my reps love hearing from you, too. I'll give you your own phone number for RSBN, 800-836-7566. My reps love talking to the station that helped us get there and the audience that helped us get through these hard times. So we're coming into the glorious times, everybody, so sleep well.
Yeah, definitely, and we love the partnership. One more thing, so you're saying that your main MyPillow is now is $14.88?
$14.88. This is the standard size. This wholesale, $14.88 for the standard. I'm going to show you. Then we have the queen size, which is $18.88, and the king size, $19.88. Are you ready for this, everybody? This is the body pillow, $29.88. They're normally like $100 and some. So all of the pillows that we make at our factory with the MyPillow patented fill, I mean, this one's big enough for 2. You want to get closer to your loved one? There you go. It's built for 2. And then you have the $9.88 MyPillow multi-use MyPillow. So you're the ones that this is back when we like the queen pillow. I think regularly is $59.88. It's on sale, but for like $29.98. Now we're doing it for you for $18.88. RSBN. Promo code RSBN. Go to the website and check it out, you guys. We're celebrating.
Also, one product we haven't talked about, Mike, especially as it gets colder outside, is the RSBN. First of all, that promo code, but the My Slipper as well. I think we have one of them over there. Yep. The slipper there. We have one here at the studio as well.
Oh,
there's one of them right here. My wife has these. I have the slippers. Great product for those of you watching right now. RSBN. Oh, those are great, Mike.
Yeah, we got all kinds of style. They're all in, everybody, and they're all on sale right now. Promo code RSBN. I think you save up to, a lot of them save up to 80%. I mean, this is huge.
What is that color there in the middle? Those are men's slippers, right?
Those are men's. These are men's. It's like a green. I got all kinds here. We got.
Oh, those are
We've
great.
got all. I could say I got piles of them down here, but
Yeah.
we've got they're the best slippers. And let me tell you, when we do a product, everybody, like the slippers, inside there, if you would take this apart, it's what's inside. And one of the things is called impact gel, this patented gel that's in there that's made from soybeans, and it's impact. You could actually, the guy, when he demoed it to me, put a piece over his hand, hit it with a hammer, and it disperses the weight. So you can wear these all day long, better than a shoe, and you don't feel fatigued, or it's just amazing.
Yeah, those are very, very comfortable. And again, for those of you watching right now, I mean, we know over the years what Mike has done for this country. We know that he's gone on some main networks, but he still spoke truth in the darkness. And let's thank Mike for what he has done. There are some of those department stores that said, you know what? Oh, Mike's part of this. We want him out. Well, we the people stood up for this man. Let's stand up for Mike, but not only for Mike, it is for us too here at RSBN. I mean, at the end of the day, money does the money we need to be able to go to all these rallies, all these events, and all the things we cover. But again, let's just give thanks for all the things we have to God, of course, and we can give it to each other as well. So Mike Lindell, thank you so much for the RSBN promo code. Free shipping, everybody. Let's get this done. Glory be to God, Mike.
Oh, thank you, and God bless you all. Have a great Thanksgiving, and be thankful, and Merry Christmas.
You too. Thank you,
Can we
sir.
say that again? Merry Christmas.
Yes, sir. We can say it. Merry Christmas to everybody.
Right on.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, thank you.
Whew, I think almost every product that is at MyPillow store, you saw a lot of them there. Christmas is 29 days away, but more importantly, right now, Inauguration Day, 55 days until President Trump is sworn into office in Washington, D.C. If you'd like to donate to Right Side Broadcasting Network, all you have to do is text RSBN to 801-801. So it's just texting RSBN to 801-801. Also, if you'd like to stay up to date on political news, MAGA, everything President Trump, you can do so, of course, by going to our website and our app and all of our social platforms. So you see there, you can watch coverage live on the app, but also if you go to rsbnetwork.com, our website, we're on X at RSB Network, on Truth Social at RSBN. At last check, and it's not a secret that I really love Truth Social, is about 970 some odd thousand of you following us on Truth Social. Love to see that million mark, just like we did a few months back on X to surpass that million mark. So if you'd like to follow us on all of those, thank you for doing that. If you'd like to donate, again, it's RSBN to 801-801. For all of us here at Right Side Broadcasting Network, everybody, every host that you've seen on the network, you know, in this past election cycle, all of us behind the scenes, on camera, whoever, thank you so much for watching. Have a happy Thanksgiving and stay up to date on all of the news at all of our social platforms. I'm Matthew Alvarez. Have a great week. We'll see you later.
from the Diamond and Silk Chit Chat live show. Look, don't forget to check me out right here on RSBN Network. Be sure to watch the show on Right Side Broadcasting Network, and I want you to support Right Side Broadcasting Network. Yes, it's imperative that you do so, okay? I look to see y'all soon. Bye-bye.
A large retail store just canceled a huge order, leaving us with a ton of extra MyPillows. But you know what? That's their loss. I'm going to make it your gain. For the first time ever, you get standard classic MyPillows for wholesale prices, only $14.88. I can't believe I'm even saying that. Only $14.88. But it gets even better. For a limited time, I'm going to offer my entire classic collection at wholesale prices. Upgrade to a queen-size MyPillow for just $18.88. King size, only $1 more. Get my body pillows for $29.88 and multi-use MyPillows for only $9.88. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on the screen. Use your promo code to take advantage of wholesale pricing for the first time ever on TV, including my standard size MyPillow, only $14.88. They've never been offered this low before. We have limited quantities at this price, so limit's going to be 10, and once they're gone, they're gone.
Welcome to Right Side Broadcasting Network, your trusted conservative news outlet. At RSBN, we deliver the truth when the mainstream media falls short. Since 2015, we've proudly broadcasted every single one of President Trump's iconic MAGA rallies, bringing you the excitement and energy live before anyone else. By watching RSBN, you get an unfiltered front row view of the action on the ground. We interview the crowds to give a voice to millions of Americans just like you. We show you President Trump's speeches in their entirety, free from interruptions and censorship. We cover the stories that matter to you with the integrity and passion you deserve. Thank you for choosing RSBN as your home for America First News. Together, we stand strong, united, and informed. So join us and be part of the right side of history.